how then can my tiny SJP pension, you'll be pleased to learn that I'm a client as well, how can that really be a force for good in the world?
Yeah, well, so we talked about financial education and supporting sort of children. So an example I'd like to tell is that, did you know that you could put £5 a day into a children's pension from birth until the age of 10 and leave it, and the tax relief and the miracle of compound interest over the next 50, 60 years will mean that will be worth over £1 million. But here's the cool thing. So my daughter, she recently turned 4. She became a client 4 years ago. So she's been an SJP client for 4 years now. And her £5 a day gets invested alongside all of the other 800,000 clients that are part of SJP. That gets invested at £130 billion. That £130 billion gets invested with 39 fund managers. Those 39 fund managers collectively between them invest £7 trillion. That £7 trillion is then invested in £70 trillion worth of equities and bonds and properties. So if we follow the principles and frameworks that we've talked about, so we're working with our fund managers to make sure that they're A+, we're working with our fund managers to make sure they're committed to net zero, we're holding them to account, they're then working with their underlying companies, engaging with the likes of Shell and getting them to sign up to net zero, engaging with companies like VW, then my daughter's £5 a day is getting this huge it's almost like a magnifying or sort of an Archimedean lever effect, where she's getting the full impact of 130 billion, 7 trillion and 70 trillion. And there was a statistic done by Nordea in Scandinavia that showed that if you invest your money in a sustainable and responsible way over your lifetime, and they used 40 years as an example, they calculated that was 27 times more impactful at, let's say, just reducing your carbon footprint than flying less, eating less red meat, and cycling to work. So the cool thing is I get to secure my daughter's financial future just by £5 a day. And at the same time, she has this huge force multiplier in trying to sort of make the world a better place.
Yeah, that's really encouraging. Small steps clearly can make a big difference. It's like a pebble being thrown into a pond and the ripples emanating across a very, very wide area, bringing about positive change.